This surveillance skit follows my video from September 19th, 2017, where I exposed the RCMP, CSIS, and Toronto Police working together to frame me with their own drug deal. As I emailed a link of that video to the property managers of 235 Bloor Street East and the adjoining Starbucks, and my internet estate monitored, the RCMP and CSIS now need me banned from that area to keep government drug crime running around those properties, undocumented. This has already happened in 2013, when Brookfield property manager Lee Kennedy banned me from 20 Bloor Street East, protecting the public sector fake panhandler drug scheme running in the food court he managed there. For this skit, I'm first spotted outside the Starbucks at 620 Jarvis Street by an informant spy named John Lord, who lives on the same floor as me at my government front property of 105 Isabella Street, and is most certainly directed by CSIS occupant Scott Parsons. After this informant walked away from me, westbound on Bloor Street East, an RCMP recruited junkie fake panhandler rides right at me with his bicycle to draw attention to himself, dismounts, and starts handing out deaf donation cards which the police gave him. The goal is to lure me to video record the customers around him so that fake harassment reports can be filed against me to the Starbucks manager, banning me from the location and banning my videos from YouTube. You will see the recruited drug addict's male contact at the end of the video, where he approaches a little boy out of everyone else on the patio, asking him if he feels bothered by me and my camera. He then barges into the Starbucks, most likely to report me to the informant's staff as harassing a little boy outside. Canadian police and spies are experts at spreading lies behind their targets' backs, and in the eyes of the RCMP and CSIS, government-recruited drug addicts bothering Starbucks customers for money is fine, but documenting it is very, very bad. As you view this video, ask how hard it is for a police informant to fake being deaf with a few hand gestures and then ride off into the distance to an awaiting handler to fake a harassment report. Why did he need to be on a bicycle, like the police's drug runners, to get to me as fast as possible? Why did he need to use sign language on me to convince me he was deaf, when he could have just walked off and ignored me? Why does he look more like a junkie than a person with an invisible disability? This is the sign language the junkie perp used on me, which I found on the internet and learned in 2 minutes. Who gave him the freshly printed cards to hand out if he's financially destitute and has no government disability assistance? Why did he arrive 2 minutes after I was spotted at Starbucks by the informant tenant John Lord, who lives down the hall from me? Why did this happen in the same spot as the video which busted other police drug runners operating there a day prior? Why is it now urgent that I be banned from the property for privacy violations and customer harassment? As you will see in the following video, the objective is to discredit and vilify a target for what the perps themselves are doing, which, in this instance, is exploiting the corrupted and vulnerable. Recruited junkies perform police dirty tricks, while these government-pampered mobsters lurk in safety, directing their perps by mobile phone or other surveillance methods. So typical with my arrivals at Starbucks, we have the scam with the fake deaf cards. I was also spotted by Unit 514 John Lord before this one arrived on bicycle. You can see how the police assets can ride in and out anywhere they need, right? Because I was here having a coffee, and you know, yep, Toronto Police. It's a good harassment scam because when you take their video, you seem like an oppressor, and they cast them to look as utterly miserable as possible. There we go. Just documenting a fake deaf card scam for the Toronto Police. They can, you can fake deafness. Any actor, any stagecraft trained in, one deaf man signal can fake deafness. Yeah. It's too bad. So you have to ask yourself, why did this happen within, 2 minutes of me standing outside? And off he goes to get his informant money and to fake his harassment complaint, and off they go. Yeah, just trained in 1 or 2 deaf signals, and they're a convincing performance, okay? So let me get a receipt. Okay. September 20th, 2017 at 5:46 p.m. is the receipt. Okay. Remember the drug deal that happened here 2 nights ago? Well, actually, about a day ago. Right? So they're trying to get me pushed away from the property. Right? And the date and the time on my watch is September 20th, 2017, 5:55 p.m., 23 seconds by my watch, Eastern Daylight Time. Well, when the Toronto Police run so much heroin and cocaine around here, they're trying to push me away from the Starbucks and try and get me banned from the property by, you know, the drug dealing sites, and that's what that's about. The video from the 19th. In fact, these fake deaf scam skits have been run on me by Canadian police for over 20 years, and just like in this video, the police perp with the handout cards heads right at me out of everybody else. As before, the informants faked harassment reports to keep me, a government target, under perpetual watch as a surveillance guinea pig and no-touch torture victim. If you view Op Catalyst's years of evidence, ask how many people could psychologically, emotionally, physically, and intellectually survive the daily torture of thousands of government master criminals and informants using every deceit against their lone and isolated target. How many thousands have been criminally incarcerated, psychiatrically institutionalized, committed suicide, or been killed through these criminal tactics, which RCMP, CSIS, and Toronto police employees learn how to participate in as a part of their jobs. More importantly, how many government targets have been driven to violence or terrorism through counterintelligence operations, only to be later reported as having been on a government watch list? The Canadian government's message is crystal clear.
Do something stupid or criminal, or the daily entrapment setups will never ever stop for you. Thousands of us are paid to do this every single day of your life. Every one of us will lie, and the courts will never believe you, except that your life is over.
Want you to know that it is your own government's police and spies behind most terror operations. The increase in them, perhaps the most profitable security and defense racket in history, is easily explained. Likewise, when government-sponsored crime or terrorism is at risk of public exposure, government assets are waiting at every possible known location their target may reach, keeping them continuously isolated, disrupted, and subverted. And if they work for the Toronto Police Service, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, or Canadian Security Intelligence Service, they are professionally trained in how to lie to their target, lawyers, judges, and the courts in collective omerta, as Op Catalyst has proven again and again. If there's anything I want you to take away from Op Catalyst, it's that the criminal Canadian government operates at such a sophisticated level of public deception that it can fake any crime or public terror event, even providing the fake witnesses for it, via protected informants having identities forever shrouded in deep and impenetrable layers of secrecy. I have proven Canada to be a mafia state again and again, but since the mafia cannot exist, the Canadian government will never admit what it truly is. The RCMP are also exceptional at making it falsely appear that local police are running their drug networks, and smothering those detecting their networks with enough surveillance tricks to fake police reports that it was just a Mr. Big operation, with police only pretending to be criminals. OpCatalyst.net. Truth is criminal.